Hello and welcome to the West Ham Transfer Rumour Show, giving you the latest Irons gossip. Coming up in tonight's show, we've got two new names linked to the Hammers that we're yet to discuss during the summer transfer window. We've got one big Hammers Chat Patreon offer for me to tell you about, as well as a few updates including, wait for it, including Amadou Onana. Yes, that's right, over 2 weeks ago since West Ham United submitted the third bid of £32.5 million for the Lille centre midfielder, we finally got an update. But before we get on to all that, let's discuss Arthur Masuaku, because right now, Masuaku is currently in Turkey going over his medical ahead of a season-long move to Besiktas. There is an option to buy if Besiktas wish to purchase him come the end of the season, with a fee believed to be in the region of around £2 million. The Turkish club will be picking up the majority of his wages over the season, but Masuaku will not feature for West Ham this season and obviously will not play against Manchester City. I'm relieved about the latter part. I'm relieved that we won't see him against Manchester City. Now, I'm not going to sit here and pretend I'm Masuaku's biggest fan or I'm sad to see him go or anything like that, because I'd be lying. In fact, I'm pleased to see him leave, because that gives me encouragement that we're going to be bringing in left-sided players, hopefully a left-back and a left-sided attacker. I think we need both. And I was getting a little bit concerned that we wouldn't. And I like to think that us authorising Masuaku to go out on loan to Besiktas means that we're quite confident of bringing somebody in. And I think the club are confident in bringing in a left-sided player, that is. Not necessarily confident in who they're bringing in, but somebody that will fill out those positions. And I'm pleased to see Masuaku go. I don't think he's good enough for where West Ham are currently as a club. Now, I've got nothing against him per se. He's a good footballer. He's not rubbish. He's a good player. He's just not up to the standards where West Ham are, which is in the top half of the Premier League comfortably, playing in European football. Masuaku isn't at that level, so I'm pleased to see him get moved on, and I'm pleased to see us bring somebody in. In all honesty, in terms of sort of quantity, I'm almost not that bothered if Longelo sort of took Masuaku's place, so to speak, because I felt we needed left-sided players even if Masuaku was to remain at the club. So if going forward our options at left-back were Longelo, Cresswell plus 8 other, and obviously Ben Johnson, that would be good. I'd be happy with that. So yeah, I'm pleased to see him go. It's encouraging in the sense that we will have incomings. Whether it'll be here in time for the Nottingham Forest game remains to be seen. I'm pretty much given up for somebody coming in on time for the Manchester City game, you may have noticed. But yeah, listen, I think one thing I've always liked about Masuaku is whenever we win or we play well, he's always one of the first players to put up something on social media. And it's not the biggest deal, but I often find that not every player does it if they don't play, that is. Masuaku will be fit, available for selection, he might be on the bench, doesn't get used, but yeah, he'll still take to social media to praise his teammates and almost join in, if you like, with West Ham fans. And I've got a lot of time for players like that. And like I said, good player, good career, just not at the level that we're at anymore. So I'm pleased to see him go. But who's going to be coming in? I guess that's the big question, isn't it? Because we're now sort of -1 on squad depth in what was already quite a light squad at this time. So Masuaku out, somebody will be coming in who we'll have to wait and see. Now, before I talk about the potential incomings, or certainly the players that will be linked to West Ham, including a certain Burnley player, I want to quickly tell you about the Patreon offer that we've currently got on. We spoke about it last night. You've seen that video. Skip the next minute of this. But long story short, as you will know, we have video content over on Patreon. We've got about one a day during the month of August because there's so many games on there, including player ratings, opposition previews, matchday breakfast shows, Patreon podcast, Mugger Tea, myself and Gonzo, monthly Q&A. There was Tony Cotti yesterday. There's Ian Bishop later this month as well. So there's loads of content. You can go to patreon.com/hammerschat or click the link in the description or the pinned comments of this video. But essentially, join up at the supporters tier. It'll cost you £3.60 all in. There's no hidden fees on top of that. It'll cost you £3.60 today, and that's it. And then you won't get charged again until the 1st of September. However, if you join up in August as a supporter and come the end of August, you don't like it, you don't like Patreon, you don't think it's good value, we'll give you your money back. No questions asked. Well, there will be a question, which is, have you got any feedback? Why didn't you like it? But if you don't like it, we will refund you. So there you go. It's a marketing tool from us to try and get people to join up. And then once they do join up, it's up to us to provide the content over there to keep this. Simple as that, really. So yeah, if you don't mind supporting the channel, please do. It'd be much appreciated. Now, Maxwell Cornet, there's been a lot of updates today in regards to West Ham's pursuit of him. Yesterday there was reports coming out that Cornet sort of rejected Everton, or Everton no longer want him, one or the other, and that it was becoming a bit of a two-horse race between West Ham United and Newcastle United. But when I'm sort of reading the Newcastle side of things, they don't seem to be going after him that strongly, which sort of makes West Ham favourites to sign Cornet. We've been after him for quite a while, if you'll believe the rumours. However, the reports today are that we want a loan move, that we are actually more interested in loaning Cornet from Burnley rather than buying him, and part of the reasons given for that is concerns over his injury history. Now, I can only see what's on Marketplace. I don't know what his injury history is actually like. So I had a look at Marketplace, which has a page sort of dedicated to injury records, if you like. Now, it's not always the most accurate thing in the world, I will say that. But when I'm looking at that for like a snapshot view of it, it doesn't seem too bad. And there's a lot of injuries on there that he's out for the same game. So he's got like a thigh injury and a leg injury. Both are out for 5 games, but they're the exact same 5 games. So it doesn't seem much. You know my feelings on him. I think he'd be a brilliant signing for us. He's got really good experience, left back, left wing back, left midfield and left wing. He literally can play all them positions down that left hand side. I think he'd be a fantastic asset for the club. I think he flourished in a real poor Burnley side as well. I think 17.5 million is a fair fee, but we could get him on loan. And that comes with a couple of advantages and one big potential negative. It means you can have a look at him during the season, work out if he fits in, if you want him part of the season, if you want to fork out for him or not. And the second advantage is, obviously, you save the money today. You don't buy him today. You can use that money elsewhere during the summer transfer window, potentially buy him at the end of the season. But that's the big if. If there is an option to buy, because we cannot have another Jesse Lingard scenario on our hands again where we loan a player with no clause attached to it, so that if he plays really well, goes back to his club, we struggle to buy him, we struggle to find a replacement. We just can't allow that to happen once more. So if we do get him on loan, there needs to be an option to buy, but I just can't see the incentive for Burnley here, because why would they put that option in there? If they get promoted this season, come the end of the season, they can take Cornet back, say, here you are, we're a Premier League club again, you're part of the squad for next season. And if they don't want him, or he still doesn't want to be there, they can probably command a greater fee than 17.5 million. They're a Premier League club now. That fee, that release clause is no longer active. It's a completely different negotiation. So Cornet for 17.5 million, yes please. Cornet on loan, providing there's an option to buy. Anyway, before we move on to Amadou Onana, this video is of course sponsored by the OneFootball app. The Premier League is back this weekend. You're all doing your fancy Premier League teams. You want to know who's in form for which clubs in pre-season. You want to know the injury status of your players at certain clubs. Well, get on the OneFootball app, click Premier League, click the club in question, have a look at their latest news. But you don't want all that. Don't worry about it, because the OneFootball app gets rid of the bits you don't want to see and gives you the pieces that you do wish to see. Because when you download it for free via the link in the description, it'll ask you for the competitions and the clubs that you wish to follow. So you click West Ham. When you go back into the OneFootball app later, click on the West Ham badge, and there it is. All the latest West Ham news, all the latest West Ham transfers streamlined into your device. Simple as that. Get downloaded via the link, and a massive thank you to OneFootball for continuing their support of Hammers Chat. Now, Amadou Onana, we've got an update, and it's not a good one. About 2.5, 3 weeks, I forgot how long ago it was, but it was long ago. West Ham had submitted that third bid for 32.5 million for Lille centre midfielder Amadou Onana, and it's been rejected. However, the reports today are that West Ham are expected to go in with a fourth bid, that they really want Amadou Onana, and they're getting a little bit confident that they'll be able to get their player as well, because it sounds like the noises coming from Onana's camp are that he's quite keen on a move to the Premier League, and West Ham in particular. So I don't think we've heard the end of this transfer pursuit of Onana. It's getting a little bit Jesse Lingard this. Well, saying that, you thought that was bad. Wait till you hear the Kostic update. But Onana bid rejected. Fourth bid expected to go in. Now moving on to one of the new players. There's two new players. One I'm excited to discuss, one not so. And this is the not so. And that's Besiktas defensive midfielder. You can already understand why not so. Julien Wiegl. Now, we discussed him briefly in the last show because of his centre-back partnership at Dortmund. And he did play centre-back a bit for Dortmund, but he's mainly and predominantly a defensive midfielder. Now, I haven't seen him since he moved to Benfica, but he's available this summer for around about 15 million euros. 26 years old, but we just don't need a defensive midfielder, do we? So, shall we move on? Yes. Angelino. Yes, now this is the one I'm excited about. There's a way to be a massive left-back merry-go-round, isn't there? So Chelsea at the minute are in advanced talks with Cucurella of Brighton for around about 50 million. Manchester City were expected to buy him. Couldn't agree anything with Brighton. Cucurella's handed in a transfer request. Chelsea have come in. It looks like he's off to Stamford Bridge. That means Man City are still in the market for a left-back, although they're being strongly linked. I expect them to go after Anderlecht's left-back. Don't know his name. Spanish international. That's who they're expected to go after now. But it does also mean that Brighton have got 50 million in their back pocket and they need a left-back as well. And they're also being linked to him, which is Red Bull's Leipzig's Angelino. Now, you'll know about him. He played for Manchester City. He joined Manchester City when Rob Newman was there, which is potentially an interesting point for this rumour. I think he'd be great for us, A left wing back for Leipzig, but a bloody damn good one as well. Can play left back, fantastic crosser, really energetic, hard in the tackle, quite pacey as well. There's a lot to like about him. My only slight concern is he's spoken numerous times very openly about his desire to play in La Liga. So would he see his future long-term in the Premier League? Possibly. I'd imagine a lot of players have aspirations to go and do things, and then that changes as they move from club to club. So I think Angelino would be a fantastic signing for us. The reports are linking us to him on loan, which would make sense in some regards. While I dismissed the Cornet one, obviously Leipzig with David Ram, who West Ham were linked to, will be taking Angelino's place, you'd imagine, in that team. So it's sort of not quite surplus to requirements, but certainly getting dislodged from the starting 11. So I think it would be a move that suits West Ham, suits Leipzig, and probably suits Angelino too. So I have also seen the reports from the Daily Mail, though, suggesting that David Moyes has dismissed these rumours in regards to Angelino. But I wouldn't expect Moyes to confirm that we were after somebody like that as well. We're trying to get stuff done behind closed doors as well. So I'm hopeful that this transfer rumour has a little bit of truth in it, because, well, I just want to see a bloody left back for a start. But I want to see a substantial left back. I don't want to see, with the greatest respect to him, I don't want to see a Flynn Downs come in at left back who will compete with Adam Creswell. I want to see a good investment in that area of the pitch that Creswell can play back up to, that Creswell can play left centre back, this new person can play left wing back. That's what I want to see, because they're such a key position to our team. And I'm very, very hopeful, not confident that we will bring in somebody like that, but I'm hopeful because I just really want to see one. Also, the Filip Kostic, the latest says now, and that journalist Alfredo, whatever his name is, forgive me, I forgot his surname, he was really, really on it with the Gianluca Scamacca stuff. He was the one that was ahead of the pack when it came to Scamacca. He has suggested that Kostic is sort of waiting to see what offers come in, and he still might join West Ham. However, last night, Kostic played for Frankfurt in their cup game, the 1-4-0. He set up a goal after about 5 minutes or something like that. So it was an impactful game from Kostic. But I struggle to believe it. I'd like to think that we're no longer interested in it. If he has stated he doesn't want to come to West Ham, I do hope that we've just moved on from that one and that we are pursuing other targets. In regards to Zielinski, so last week the reports were West Ham have had their bid rejected, and we've decided that the discrepancy between ourselves and Napoli in terms of valuation was too far apart. We weren't going to pursue it. The reports over the last couple of days from Italy are suggesting that Napoli can't afford to reject our €40 million. That Zielinski is asking for a new contract for what is big money to them, which would be affordable to West Ham, but Napoli can't afford to give it to him. So Napoli will almost be forced into selling Zielinski, and they're going to almost try and persuade Zielinski to leave because they need the money and they can't afford to give him a new contract. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm not too sure. It feels like the Zielinski rumours have died down a little bit over the last week or so, along with the Kostic stuff. But anyway, that's the latest transfer rumours. So, coming up this week, we've got plenty of stuff. I've already told you about the Patreon offer. That's fine. Tomorrow night, we've got our season preview. Thursday night, we'll have our Man City preview. Friday we should have a bit of an opposition preview with a Man City fan or a Man City person of interest, getting their thoughts ahead of the game. So tomorrow onwards, Hammers Chat starts. Looking forward to Sunday. I'm really looking forward to it. I do miss doing like match previews and stuff, so looking forward to getting the content sort of back to normal, if you like. But you enjoyed this transfer rumours, do drop a like on it, subscribe if you're new to Hammers Chat as well. Lots of work still to be done from West Ham. I think we still need a left back, an attacking midfielder / left winger, a centre midfielder, centre back. I think we still need 4 signings. I do. They don't all have to be big ones. You know, like I said, centre back, I'm okay with a loan move if it's somebody that's half decent. I'm okay with that. But still a lot of work to do for West Ham in the transfer window. But for the rest of the week, I'm going to shut up about transfer rumours and look forward to the Man City game. Catch you in a bit.